All right, everybody, it's time for those deep sleepers. But before that, you probably heard us pimping this, but go ahead.
We're going to keep doing it. If you've watched all of our videos and you've heard it in every single one, sorry that you're going to have to hear it again. Kickstarter, we're running a campaign trying to raise some money to get a fantasy football app up that we've been working on for about 2 years now. Our content's ready, pretty much, and we're trying to get some money to do some of the design work. Go to Kickstarter, Fantasy Football University, or click on the link on our homepage to go. Giving away some cool prizes for people that donate. We need the help. Let's talk about some deep sleepers.
All right, some deep sleepers. I'm going to start off with Brad Miller, and the big thing I like about this kid, he's a shortstop. He's playing in Seattle, so, you know, shortstop's not the deepest position in the world, and he actually had some big league experience last year because some of these guys are, you know, still somewhat prospects. But 300 at-bats, he had 8 bombs, 5 bags, a 265 average. So, you know, if he ends up getting 600 at-bats and you double that up, he could be a 20 and like 13, 14 guy out of your shortstop position. And as late as you can get him in the draft, really like that. If you miss on all your shortstops, maybe just wait and scoop them up.
First guy I want to talk about is an outfielder, and that's Charlie Blackmon. 25 extra base hits and 246 at-bats last year. This is just one of those young outfielders that you're going to be able to get really late that has potential of being really solid this year. Now, he is currently their 4th outfielder, but if there's an injury out there to any of the other guys, or if he does actually win one of the starting outfield jobs in spring training, I really do like his upside. And he's going to go late enough in the draft where it's really not that big of a gamble.
All right, now I'm going to talk about outfielder as well, and that's Yelich with the Miami Marlins. And everybody that watch these shows know I love me some pedigree. This guy in 2010 was the 23rd overall pick, drafted in the 1st round. Takes a couple years in baseball. I think, you know, he's got a chance to be a breakout candidate. Last year, you know, he had 4 bombs, 10 bags. Not the best average in the world. 288s, but it wasn't over 300. If this kid can put it all together, he could be a breakout star. So, again, it's just all about the draft. The ADP that you're getting on him is great. As a 5th, 6th outfielder, I think you could do a lot worse.
Scooter is the next guy, second baseman from Milwaukee. It looks like he's winning the battle between him and Ricky Weeks. So, you know, Weeks wasn't great last year, but the fact that he's, you know, winning that battle tells you something. You know, since Weeks is a solid, you know, Major League Baseball player. But here, one thing with Scooter, terrible against lefties, but great against righties. So, you know, keep that in mind. He might not be playing absolutely every day, but he's a guy that was solid in the minors, and take a look at his numbers from last year. They were pretty amazing. So definitely a young second baseman that we like this year.
All right, going to those relief pitchers, those closers. Gonna start off with Rex Brothers. Rex has got some nasty stuff. He's a lot younger. We really want him to win the job out there. I think all of fantasy does. You know, last season he got a chance to close a few games. He ended up getting 19 saves, 67 innings. He had 76 strikeouts, so we like that a little bit over a K for every inning pitched. A lot of good, a lot of upside here with this guy, and his ADP is, you know, outside of the top 300. If you pass on closers, just grab him at the end of your draft.
And another closer that's going to go really late is Pedro Strop. He's going to be getting the first chance with the Cubs. Now, he's been shaky over his career, but he's had some really good years, and he's had some success as a setup man. So this is just another closer that's going to enter the year more than likely as a closer that could be, you know, a guy that gives you, you know, mid-closer value that you can get in one of the last rounds.
Let's keep going with those closers. Tommy Hunter of the Baltimore Orioles. One thing that I really like about Hunter is that he was a starting pitcher that they have now turned into a closer role. Apparently he's been performing extremely well. He's got the inside track on winning that job. Last year, he didn't get many chances, but he had a decent amount of holds, I believe 21. So again, it's similar to Brothers. You're going to get him so late if you're just passing on all the closers. Just grab a few of these guys in your draft, and hopefully a couple of them pan out.
Next is a young Twinkie, Twins young catcher Pinto. Now this is a guy that has a lot of hype around him, and he does have Kurt Suzuki in front of him. But we saw what he did in limited at-bats last year. Hit 4 home runs, hit 342. I mean, this is a guy that a lot of people are talking about, and if he is able to win that job or win a majority of the starts, he's going to be a great catcher that you can get in probably one of the last couple rounds.
Another guy to talk about that's pretty much only really being drafted in NL only or really, really deep mixed leagues, hence deep sleepers. That's Junior Lake with the Chicago Cubbies. You know, this is an elite prospect. He got called up last year, but everybody's heard of him. So clearly this kid's just got a lot of upside. Again, this is more really, really deep leagues or NL only, but certainly got to grab because if that talent blossoms, you could have somewhat of a stud on your hands.
And one guy we did want to put on this list is, you know, again, really deep sleeper, but that's Jose Iglesias for Detroit. You know, he has dual position eligibility. In most leagues, will be second and shortstop. You got to like that. I'm not expecting huge things from him, but he could be a decent utility guy with a little bit of upside that you can get, you know, really late, especially in daily leagues, you know, as far as, you know, plugging in a guy at shortstop or second. If your regular guy has a day off, you know, just a decent utility guy to have on your bench.
So again, these are deep sleepers. We also have our sleeper undervalued show, so be sure to check that out. We're pimping Kickstarter on that as well. So apologies if you're getting sick of us. You know, just anything you guys can do, we really appreciate it.
Yeah!
Finally caught one. 2, 3. Ho ho ho.
Make up for all
6,
of them.
7.
Made up for all of it. Totally redeem yourself.